Game of the weekend delivered in terms of excitement and watchability. In the end, UConn emerges with a 2-point victory over the BYU Cougars 86 to 84. This was a game in which UConn led by as many as 20 points with 14 minutes left in the second half. BYU, furious comeback, got it within a possession in the final minutes. And really, for a second, it looked like they were going to do this. AJ DeBonce's shot making on full display. He was horrible in the first half, as Dan Hurley noted after the game. He was spectacular. Two opposite ends of the spectrum, as good as he could have possibly been in the second half, after I think as bad as he could have possibly been in the first. Finished with 25 on 14 shots, 6 rebounds. The shot making was on full display, but it was UConn's guys that really were the story here. And I know I had to just lead with DeBonce because of how, I don't know, how interesting this game script was with the furious comeback. But UConn had three different guys with 21 points. Silas Demery with a Ken Pom MVP in 36 minutes, 21 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals. Caravan, reminder, wasn't just AJ DeBonce that this was a homecoming game for. Alex Caravan, the Southborough, Massachusetts native. 39 minutes, 21 points, 4 for 4 from three. The winner that he is stepped up. Terrace Reed was spectacular as well, 21 and 8. Jaden Ross gave them good minutes off the bench. This was very much a game where UConn showed the best version of themselves. And while things got dicey, you can very clearly point to the team we saw in the first half and say that's a team that can win a national championship. In terms of the wild swings in this game, what does the way this game played out say loudest to you? Is it about UConn and a takeaway with them? Is it something about BYU and a takeaway with them?
So I think it's UConn for me. And I think a lot of it's based on this too. This is UConn without Braylon Mullins. And I keep picturing what that team and that offense can look like next to these pieces and what they're doing right now with that type of shot making coming from that three or that other guard spot. I just thought that UConn was extremely efficient in this basketball game. And look, there were a little bit of lulls there in the second half, and obviously AJ DeBonso with his incredible shot making, I thought kept them in this game or closed the gap on this game. And at the same time, like BYU is a good basketball team, and I think that they're gonna stick around even in games where they are behind by as much as they were behind. But to me, I look at this game as how impressed I am with UConn getting the performances that they got, and then I want to add in Braylon Mullins to this equation whenever he gets back fully healthy. I think this UConn team is. I think we kind of saw a version of what we think UConn is when we were talking about a team that could get back to a Final Four.
Yeah, I felt the same. I think this game was about good things for both. Now, I also think you could be like a hate watcher and watch this and flip the script totally on either. Like, oh, this says more about BYU falling behind, or oh, this says more about UConn letting the lead slip. That's not my takeaway, genuinely. My takeaway is UConn down a star NBA level starter showed how high their ceiling is in the first half. And then BYU showed some serious resolve here because
Mhm.
not only was BYU without Moo Davis, who's sitting courtside, but Kebaketa goes down. And Kebaketa is a serious loss for BYU if that's going to be any extended time. And man, I thought when Keita went out of this game and they're down so much, I just thought this was going to snowball. I mean,
I thought it was gonna get bad. Like it was at 20. I thought I'm like this is gonna get bad.
and honestly, I wouldn't have even blamed him. Like at that point, you're down two starters. You're down your only proven good big. Like this is quite a tall task for anybody, but it was a task that DeBonsa and Rob Wright and Saunders really put. I don't know, put their head down, put their best foot forward, and showed what they're made of. I think as competitors more than anything. It still wasn't enough to get over the hump because, in my opinion, UConn's a better basketball team. But 34 points in the final 10 minutes of this game from BYU. They just would not go away. We know what they can do as shot makers very clearly. They're going to catch fire like this sometimes and just be a tough out. And, it would have been easy emotionally to quit on this game. Their three stars did not. And I think they deserve massive credit for that. Where does it start for UConn for you? For me, it's Demery. That's who I was most impressed with. I've been wanting point guard play to be improved, and I've been a little frustrated with the start. This was like a prime Tristan Newton type performance from Demery. What'd you see?
Yeah, and I think that too. Like we've been hearing a lot about how Hurley is like been on Demery, right? Like he expects this out of him. This is the standard, and he's been probably harder on at least what I'm hearing. Like he's been harder on him than any other player on this basketball team, and that's how you respond in a big moment. 21 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. He was good from the free throw line as well. Just in general, too, I mean, I know we're talking about Demery because that was his best game. I've seen him play in a UConn uniform early on, and I think it means a lot, because that was what you stated, like a Tristan Newton-esque game. Also, only one turnover in this game in 36 minutes, which is good as well for a team that did turn it over 16 times. But 21 assists for UConn. I thought that was kind of the story of it as well. They were moving the basketball. Hurley and staff and Murray and Kamani, the whole staff was in their offensive bag in this one, playing the hits. While you look to the other side, BYU has 7 total assists on the game. A lot of do him ball, which look, listen, do him level players is what they have. I will say that, and it worked. But I just thought you saw UConn moving the basketball,
Did it
getting
work?
another guy.
Did it
What
work?
kept him in the game?
They were down 20 in a game they ultimately lost. You thought do him basketball worked.
I think do him basketball kept them in the basketball game.
Okay, strong disagree for me on what this BYU team is trying to do. But again, they're talented as all.
Oh, I disagree on that vision. Don't get me wrong, but I think a lot of this down the stretch was just guy go at his guy and score.
Yeah,
Whether it was AJ or Richie.
I think it's a testament to the talent on this team. I think it could have been a win very easily if they didn't play do him ball the whole game. This is a losing formula. And the
Fair.
talent was almost enough to overcome it. But like honestly, and I'll marvel at it in a positive way for BYU. They had 7 assists to 14 turnovers. They
That's
shot 30% from three. Richie Saunders went 0 for 7. Boscovich went 0 for 5. So the shooters that are spacing the floor for Rob Wright and DeMonson to go shoot 25 times combined between them went 0 for 12. You had 7 assists and you lost by 2 to a team we think can win a national championship. That's amazing in its own right. It is. BYU is unbelievably talented. You fell behind 20 in this game because the shots stunk. I'm sorry. This is gross basketball. And I've complained about it prior to this game without being this blunt about it. But if this doesn't change, this season will not end where BYU wants it to. Like, I give them credit that DeBonsa caught fire and did a bunch of NBA ready Tracy McGrady-esque things. Give Dawson Baker credit for stepping in off the bench and hitting some shots. He was the only guy really that hit shots to me in this game. That's great. That's great. They made the crunch time once. For 30 minutes, this was ugly basketball from BYU. And yes, it's UConn. They forced a lot of it. They deserve it. But this is also the same brand of basketball that BYU played in their previous 3 games. This is what they did against Villanova when they were tied with Caden Lewis with 4 minutes left. This is what they did against Delaware when they were losing at the half. It's a brand of losing basketball. And there will be 10-minute stretches where they will overcome that because of how talented Rob Wright and DeBonsa are. But this seems to be what Kevin Young wants and is okay with, at least at this point in the season. And I disagree with it, point blank. I called it out in a short leading into this game. Like, yeah, I mean, we just got to get out of their way, let them be talented. That's clearly the approach. Get out of these guys' way, let them do whatever they want, take turns. And to me, it's as much of the reason they got down 20 as it is AJ catching fire in the final 10 minutes and almost winning them the game. But I would rather run things that put these guys in easier positions. I would rather let's take away a little bit of freedom from these guys and put them in spots that we know can work. And by the way, when they do that, like out of bounds plays, sideline out of bounds, baseline out of bounds stuff, Kevin Young's an offensive genius.
Mhm.
He draws up amazing things. Amazing things. He has one of the deepest playbooks in the sport when he needs it. But he's approaching the season like he doesn't need it. And I wish that would change sooner rather than later because they're flirting with disaster, in my opinion. They're lucky they did not get ran out of the gym in this game. And I'm impressed they fought back. But it's not a formula that's going to work, Cart. I will die on that hill.
Is the reason that he's not trying to do that though is because when you do, it's Rob Wright.
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, he led this team in assists this game. He also had 6 turnovers, including the biggest one and the biggest moment of the game.
Yeah, Rob has not been great this year. He had a great game against Delaware, but he's been just okay beyond that.
Yeah. So I don't know. Look, I think they're the one thing before we go back to UConn here is that last year I think that Coach Young did a great job of adjusting to what his team needed in the span of the season, right? You hope he pulls those same strings with this team. And I think that he can do it. Like the same point I just made to you that maybe he's not doing it because Rod Wright's not taking care of the ball the way he needs to. I think he can though. He can. So I'll look for some adjustments on this. But I do agree to your point. It is, I mean, 7 assists to 14 turnovers, and you find yourself in a game somehow with a national championship level team in UConn. Crazy, but it also is the exact stat probably that got you down by 20 in the first place.
It's great, but it's not a winning formula. It's just
Right.
not. It's great that they almost won this game, but it's not. I look back 2 years, Cart. In Mark Pope's last year at BYU, obviously this doesn't matter all that much, but let's just kind of give some data points on this. Mark Pope's last year at BYU, they were sixth in the country in assist rate as a team. They were fourth in the country in 3-point attempt rate as a team. That team, Mark Pope's final year at BYU, Cart, basically shared the basketball as good as anyone and shot as many threes as anyone.
Mhm.
Last year, Kevin Young's first year, similar traits, different personnel. Obviously, Yegor Demon was in, but similar traits. 32nd in the country in assist rate, 25th in the country in 3-point attempt rate. It's a winning formula. Share the basketball, shoot threes. That's something good NBA teams do as well. This year's team has tanked both categories. It's by design, in my opinion. They are 334th in the country in assist rate. That,
334.
Cart, that's a team with Rob Wright, who is one of the best passing point guards in the country.
Good grief.
They are 334th in the country in assist rate. That's down 302 spots from last year.
Mm.
And oh, by the way, 3-point volume's down as well. They're down from 25th to 181st in the country.
Mm.
What that means is this team is by design playing one-on-one from the mid-range. And I get it. You have AJ DeBonsa. It's a losing formula. And if it doesn't change, this team is not going to get where it wants to go. I would even just put it in NBA terms. Kevin Young, obviously an NBA guy. Cart, they look more like last year's Phoenix Suns than they look more like the good Phoenix Suns teams.
Why do that?
You got KD and Booker and Bradley Beal. Your turn, my turn. Let's make sure KD gets his 25 from the midi. Let's do that. Did they make the play-in last year?
Well, those guys got hurt.
Yeah, they got hurt. Okay. Don't they got a couple missing absences right now? Huh.
I don't like this.
I'd figure some shit out with those three is all I'm saying. And I love Kevin Young. He's good enough to do it. But this is, if they want to win with one-on-one tough mid-range, good luck. You made every shot for the final 10 minutes of this game. You still lost. So,
They got
and then
stops.
you
They
look.
got stops. They got stops too.
Yeah, they defended. You're right. They
Yeah,
defended.
and I honestly, last thing I'll say because BYU lost this basketball game, so I do want to talk about UConn a little bit more. Um, I thought there were some good defensive adjustments by BYU. They did a little bit of pressure, sped some things up. Also thought that UConn was also just missing shots that they were making usually. They got some good looks on their end because UConn, honestly, this whole game, UConn was running incredible stuff.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Well,
It, it was Hurley back in his bag.
it was a team full of the best players, best talents, NBA guys with an NBA coach running NBA basketball versus the best college basketball program there is.
Yeah,
And
levels.
this was a college basketball game.
Yeah.
Dan Hurley's the guy, and I think there's a lesson to be learned in that with the way these two teams played.
What they shoot from the field? 57%?
Who?
UConn.
I just have the 2-point and 3-point splits right now. I don't have the
Oh,
actual number. Do you have the
can
full
I
game?
can I can I get those? Just you remember me?
63% from two, 45% from three. Very
If
good.
UConn would have lost this game, they would have been beating the hell out of themselves.
Yeah, well, and Hurley said as much at half. He was like, "Yeah, we were up 18. We should have been up 30."
Yeah.
Like they felt like they could have pounced on him even more than they did. I think he's right to an extent. Jaden Ross might be here to stay. I like what I'm seeing from Jaden Ross. He only played 12 minutes because he fouled out, but the shot making was nice. 4 for 6 from the floor, 2 for 4 from three.
Yeah. And
I think I've underestimated him.
I think too, like people expected it to be Jalen Stewart, but the good thing about UConn is like it can be other guys. I think that you got to give credit to Jaden Ross. Obviously he fouled out in this game, which I think obviously you don't want to do in 12 minutes. But I just think that there was an opportunity with Braylon Mullins going out, and I don't think many people gave much chance or credence to the fact that Jaden Ross could be the guy that could step up in that absence. And I think so far he has been that guy.
Yeah, I do too. I'm impressed. I think I've underestimated him. Solo Ball was really the only guy other than Jalen Stewart, which we expect, that did not have his A plus stuff in this game. He was 1 for 5 from three, finished with 8 points on 6 shots. Only 23 minutes for Solo as he fought foul trouble. Is that the only thing holding this back from being like a dog walking blowout?
Yeah, that's also something that when do we start to be like, what's going on?
He had 23 last game out.
No, I'm just talking about 3-point percentage wise.
Yeah, 31%. You would think that resolves itself soon, but he was a 31% shooter the year before, 41% last year. So it could be a year by year thing. You never know.
Okay, just don't. Not, I mean, he had good looks. I mean, that there was one where he was. First of all, I don't know what the start of this game. The reason why BYU was down 20 is because they were actually in hell trying to guard UConn. They couldn't figure out any of the sets, any of the screens. Solo Ball was getting wide ass looks. So was everybody else too, by the way. They were just making them, and he's just I don't know, just off from 3-point range right now.
Yeah, he'll be fine. I think he'll just start to make shots and everything will click into place. I will say this. Last year, UConn loses this game. I don't think they had enough to overcome bad solo ball games.
Mhm.
This year, like you had a great point guard performance, you had a great center performance. That was the difference, right?
Yeah,
Like you
100%.
kind of got the payoff of the changes that Dan Hurley made in the offseason, which I think is great to see. And lastly, I might float this as a little theory. I think I like UConn more if Solo Ball doesn't have to be their best player this year.
Ooh, can you talk to me further?
I think he's a turnover prone volume shooter that is not the most efficient guy. And if they're out to get him 20 every game, it's not exactly the most winning formula. Whereas if he can be the fourth guy and kind of pop in and out, and when he makes shots, be the guy that elevates them to an untouchable level. But you know that Terrace Reed and Demery and Caravan are going to do what they do every single game. I like that a lot more. And I think that's where this UConn team is right now. They've made life easier on Solo, even as he struggles a little bit to open the season.
Yeah, one might say that he's no longer riding solo.
One could say that. That's for sure. What does BYU do without Keba? Big loss if he's out any extended time.
Move up that G League's dude's move-in date.
Yeah, I mean that's coming at some point.
Yeah, like this is not a team with depth, and they got guys dropping.
Yeah, I don't know what the update is. Have you heard anything? It
No,
was like obvious he was going to leave the game and not come back after a collision, but I guess I don't know. The hope would be maybe it was just like concussion or something, and he's back in the next
yeah,
week.
but I mean with concussions though, you never. I mean those sometimes you come back quickly, sometimes it takes some time.
Right. Yeah, it didn't look good. I am just obviously well wishes to Keba, one of the more fun players in the country to watch, but um impressed with how BYU held up. The resolve of that team was the thing I liked most from BYU in this game. If he's gone, it's a lot of Kadeem Mbop, as we call him. 22 minutes, he fouled out in this game, finished with 2 points and 6 rebounds. Tough assignment for Kadeem. Like, hey, we're at the Garden and go deal with Terrace Reed and Dan Hurley.
Yeah.
I still think Kadeem can be really good. I think he's a high upside player. This was probably about the worst I'd expect from him this season if he has to replace Keba. What do you expect from Mboop if he has to take on that role?
I mean, Kadeem is what 6'8"?
6'9". He's actually listed 1 inch taller than Keba.
Is he? Doesn't
Yes.
look it. Uh, I don't. I think that he can. I think he can battle on the boards. I question, if he can. But the thing is, you saw what happened in this game. He plays against a bigger, more physical player. He fouled out in 22 minutes. Like Terrace was just sealing him and finishing, just too big for him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think that's their problem with Keba too. Like Keba's a better athlete and a rim protector presence, but yeah, I don't know. I guess you're right. I'm optimistic that we could see good things from Kadeem like as soon as next game.
Yeah, so you're coming like from the spot, which I think I might agree with. It's just a tough spot to be thrown into in this
I
one.
think he was expecting I'm gonna get my 10 minutes and sit back with some popcorn and watch this one. And
Yeah.
then he was like, wait, I gotta play
Oh,
30 minutes at center.
whoa.
Shit.
Damn it.
Shit. Xavier Staten showed signs of life.
He did.
Little.
A lot. Yeah, a minuscule little sliver of life.
We even got a little Dom Diamande.
I'm This team doesn't have depth.
No, they don't. I will say this for Staten, he was better than Eric Ribey.
That's true, but that's also not saying much.
Yeah, in a loaded freshman class, it appears the center spot was the only spot that didn't work out too well. Am I wrong? What?
You.
Oh, you think I'm doing a thing for next year? I'm not doing
Yeah.
that. I'm talking
Oh.
this year.
Oh.
No, I'm saying this is like the best freshman
No.
class ever, but all the freshman centers are bad.
No, Snack's been great.
Snack's been good,
Yeah.
but like State and Ribey were guys we like loved, and they don't look ready at all.
Yeah. Who are the other centers in this class even?
Trying to think.
Steinbach doesn't count, does he?
He's a four.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. We have to look. They'll be fine long term, but it was noticeable when they were on the court in this game, I thought.
Yeah. Who's BYU have next? Congrats to UConn, by the way. Great
Yeah,
win.
huge win.
Huge win. Oh, pretty good
Yeah,
front court for BYU and Wisconsin. They'll be playing next.
that'll be fun.
Yeah, I don't know. And the thing is, as you approach this moving forward, depth, if there's a league where depth is going to hurt you, it's also the Big 12.
Yeah,
Like that's a gauntlet of a schedule and a
yeah.
conference. So I don't know. I just got a bad feeling. I don't like it.
Okay.
What if we did it for, what if it was clips?
I mean, they made it interesting.
Clips?
If I had to bet which version of BYU is the real version, though, the first half or the second half, I think I would bet the first half right now.
And that's not good.
It's not where I wanted this team to be at all.
Mm-mm.
But congrats to UConn. That's the best program in the sport.